afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's so good to see all of you here. The words and actions are very powerful, and they also can be very misleading and very confusing. A lot of people these days are speaking about family separation, a policy. I think it's more appropriate to address this matter as kidnapping for the crime that it is. Kidnapping and child abuse. Policies can be changed through legislative processes. Crimes must be brought before the court. You know, one of the things that is very consistent coming from the idiot-in-chief and the White House are lies. Lies on a daily basis. And he kind of presides over what would I call a cohort of liars. But it was refreshing in a very strange way to hear a word of truth coming from the White House yesterday, when the first lady or first whore in a cohort of legislative and cabinet whores, you know, warned her back the truth. I really don't care. And I really believe that she and those who support this administration really do not care. I know that you do not care, and the moral degenerate that you claim as a husband also really does not care, except anyone but himself. You know, the words of my faith tradition, the words of Scripture are sometimes very comforting, sometimes very challenging, and sometimes they are words of condemnation. And I think of the word of Scripture that says that certain evil, certain sins, not just bad behavior, but sins that are to be classed as evil, cry to heaven for vengeance. And what is going on right now is an evil and a sin that cries to heaven for vengeance. Yes. And the vengeance is to be meted out against those who are responsible for crimes, the perpetrators like Trump and Sessions and that level of the administration, but also those who are complicit in these actions by their silence or their inaction, like the representative before whose office we stand today, John Faso. They must be brought to judgment and condemnation and must be cast out. Must be cast out. So I stand here as a representative, stand here in my own name. I stand here in the name of the Episcopal Church and the Diocese of New York. I stand here in the name of the Ulster Immigrant Defense Network, and I stand here in the name of the Kingston Interfaith Council and all communities of faith, whatever their faith, in a total condemnation of what is going on and has been going on, the abuse of children, their kidnapping, and also calling for accountability in the courts for those responsible for criminal action. God bless you all.
My name's Emma. Many of you know me. It's very encouraging to see all of you out here today. Thank you for your show of support. It's hard for me to know where to start, honestly. I want to just start by letting you all know that your calls to local officials, your expressions on Facebook, it is being heard. Everything possible is being done right now to ensure Abel's safety and to try to facilitate reunification with his mother and other relatives. It may take some time because we are up against a system that is entrenched, that is inhumane, and that has existed for far too long. We are seeing a new expression of this evil that is our immigration system in a way that we haven't seen before. But But I want to be clear, this is not going to be over with Trump's executive order. Even once all of these 2,300 children are reunited with their families, and we hope that will happen, although we know it won't happen swiftly, as Faso seems to believe. This will not be over until we radically transform our immigration system, and I hope that we can count on every single one of you to be part of that fight. Every single one of the people standing here. That includes all of our community members. The executive order that Trump announced earlier this week to supposedly end family separation, we certainly hope that it will end family separation, but I want to be clear, there is no plan in place to reunite these children with their families. None at all. None at all. The plan that Trump has proposed is probably not a legal one. He is proposing indefinite detention of families together, right? That's the part we're supposed to latch onto. There's a word for this. It's called internment camps. We've seen it before. They're proposing to detain families indefinitely in family detention centers. Well, we don't have enough family detention centers to house every single family that comes across the border. They're proposing to do it on military bases. We have to keep our eye on the ball. This is not over, and it's not going to be over soon. Keep fighting. Donate to organizations that provide legal assistance to immigrants in detention. There are many of them. Donate to organizations that are providing bond money to these folks who are in detention. And join organizations that are fighting for immigrant justice. Thank you so much. Keep up the fight so much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Myrna, and I am a volunteer with Ulster County Immigrant Defense Network. Child abuse was inflicted upon thousands of children who were dehumanized, put in cages and ripped away from their biological parents, forced to live under horrific conditions under an unconscionably cruel policy under the Trump administration, designed to instill fear in undocumented families trying to cross the border, trying to escape death, gang violence, and corrupt government in their countries. The public moral outrage was so great that Mr. Trump decided to pick up a big black Sharpie, sign a letter stopping the separation of children for their families at the border. But what happens now? We can't allow it to stop with the stroke of a pen. What do we do for those children, many of which may never be reunited with their parents because a lot of those parents have been deported already? How do we help them? The permanent mental trauma caused to these children is irreparable. We are dealing with a broken immigration system in badly need of repair. As registered voters and concerned, committed people, we have the power to make changes in government and elect officials that are committed to changing the immigration system. Those people are not Trump or Faso. While we work to make this change, you can start making a difference in your own backyard. There are many agencies, groups, and organizations amongst you. They're right here. You can make a difference with us. Right now, Ulster Immigrant Defense Fund is trying to help two single mother parents who were crossing with their young daughters who wanted to seek asylum. Once they got closer to here, they decided that they could not risk having their children separated from them and crossed without seeking asylum. We are helping them with in the legal system to get asylum now, which may not be as easy if they have been allowed to do that at the border. We need 4 beds, 4 pillows, 2 dressers, sheets, and many other things. Please, Ulster Immigrant Defense Fund, which Father is a part of, and me and Emma, and there's a couple of other members here, Helena. We're here. We have some flyers I would be happy to give you. Workers' Justice and many other agencies that are here. Get involved. Make a difference. Thank you.
You're here. All right, and thanks again for everybody coming out. I know this is the culmination now of a grueling election season, but we do have some candidates in the crowd, and I've asked them just to come up in a show of unity for this particular subject. So, unity?
Show of unity. Whatever.
Show of unity.
I want to be taller than this. Here we go. Wait, then I'm getting up on
All right. Gareth in the house. There you are.
I'm good right here.
All right, Gareth.
No, he's already tall.
All right, so these stalwart gentlemen here are in a fierce battle to represent us, but they all agree on this being an important topic. They showed up here today in support of this issue, and we should all applaud them for that. So thank you so much, you guys, for showing up. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Vote on Tuesday.